Hello everyone, welcome to our latest update program. A state is all set to levy green tax on vehicles entering its borders, and in this video we'll discuss which state that is and how is the entire system going to work. So Uttarakhand is all set to levy a green tax on vehicles that are going to enter Uttarakhand starting December 2025. And the purpose of this green taxes is basically to conserve the ecosystem, the Himalayan ecosystem, the fragile ecosystem that we have in Uttarakhand. So Himalayas, as we know, are one of the 4 biodiversity hotspots of the country. So it becomes extremely important for us to conserve this fragile ecosystem, and that is why Uttarakhand government has come up with this decision that they are going to levy a green tax on these vehicles that are going to enter Uttarakhand starting December 2025. And how is this system going to work? So the technology that they're going to use is the automatic number plate recognition camera. So automatic number plate recognition cameras are going to be installed on these entry points, on these toll gates, and then these cameras are basically going to capture the registration number of the vehicles. And this data, the registration number, is going to be sent to NPCI, National Payments Corporation of India. And NPCI is going to verify if the registration number this belongs. It's going to basically check the Vahan database and then confirm if it belongs to a car or a vehicle that has not been registered in Uttarakhand. Then automatically the tax is going to be deducted. So this rule is going to apply only to the vehicles that are not registered in Uttarakhand. So the vehicles that are registered in Uttarakhand will not be charged, but it is an entry tax basically, which is going to be levied only on vehicles who are not registered in Uttarakhand. So this is the technology that we are going to use, the ANPR cameras, and this is going to be linked to NPCI and Vahan database. Now let's discuss what do we mean by green tax and what is the need to levy such a tax. So green tax basically is a tax that is levied on the vehicles that cause air pollution through their vehicular emissions. So it becomes extremely important in order to curb the air pollution. This is just like a polluter pays principle, that if you're going to pollute the area, if your vehicle is going to cause air pollution, then you must pay a green tax. And there's a 15-year rule, which I'm sure you must be aware of, which says that it's basically according to the Motor Vehicles Act, the Motor Vehicles Act of 1988, which gives the powers to the state governments to levy a green tax on any vehicle, any private vehicle which is 15 years old, and if it is seeking a re-registration, then they will have to pay a green tax. So this is the 15-year rule. For private cars, it's 15 years, and for all commercial vehicles, you have 8 years. Because as these vehicles, they get old, they cause more and more air pollution. They are not BS6 compliant, they cause more air pollution. So that is why this green tax is levied basically to curb the air pollution, and it works on the polluter pays principle. Here the state governments have this power to levy this tax. That is why Uttarakhand government also has levied this tax. This green tax that Uttarakhand government has levied, it's an additional tax. So it already levies a green tax on the vehicles that are registered within Uttarakhand, like the local vehicles, just like almost a lot of other states are also doing. But right now, this new tax, this green tax, is an additional tax that is going to be levied only on vehicles that are not registered in Uttarakhand. Now let's talk about the exemptions. So there are some exemptions. Some vehicles are going to be exempted, like, as I already told you, that the vehicles that are registered in Uttarakhand, firstly, they are going to be exempted. Then government vehicles are going to be exempted. What else? So the goal here is to curb air pollution. So all the clean vehicles are also going to be exempted, like electric vehicles, CNG vehicles. These are going to be exempted. Then your two-wheelers are also going to be exempted. And for humanitarian reasons, all the emergency services like you have ambulances or fire brigades, they are also going to be exempted. Emergency vehicles. So these are some exemptions. Other than that, all the private vehicles or commercial vehicles that are not registered in Uttarakhand will be exempted. But if those vehicles have already been charged with a green tax and they are re-entering the state within 24 hours, they will also be exempted. If you have already paid it and within 24 hours you're coming back, you will not be charged with an additional green tax. But there are definitely going to be some challenges in the implementation. So there are some challenges here also. The first challenge that can come in is the technical challenge. How? We talked about using ANPR cameras. These cameras are going to be installed, but some cameras can be faulty. There can be some blurred images that come out and a lot of technical faults can happen. So technical challenges are going to be there. Proper technical implementation and oversight also needs to happen here. Then I told you that they're going to verify this with a database, which is the Vahan database. It's a national database for all the vehicles. So this also needs to be up to date. The database needs to be up to date. So have all the states already provided the information, the registration numbers of the vehicles in their state? Is the database updated or not? This again is going to be a challenge. So data integration can be one challenge because NPCI is going to rely on this data. Then this can also prove to be discriminatory. Discriminatory how? Because it's only targeting the vehicles that are not registered in Uttarakhand. Let's say I own a vehicle and it's already 15 years old and I've already paid a green tax in my home state. Now, if I decide to visit Uttarakhand, I will again have to pay a green tax because my vehicle is not registered in Uttarakhand. Now, I'm paying a double tax. I've already paid a green tax in my state, but I'm paying an additional tax because I'm entering Uttarakhand. So, it can be discriminatory and it can also lead to a discouragement, a demotivation within the tourists also. So, this can also be a possible challenge. Then, there can be legal challenges also. Legal challenges because if you recall Article 301 of the Constitution, it gives us the right, basically the freedom of trade and movement across states. So here again, because we are targeting only limited number of people, we are targeting only the vehicles which are not registered in Uttarakhand, it can be discriminatory and at the same time it can also face legal challenges because it can be against Article 301 of the Constitution as well. So these are certain challenges. All in all, there can be some technical challenges, some data integration challenges, legal challenges, discriminatory challenges. Though the idea, the purpose here is good, that is why one more challenge can come up, which is the use of these funds. So we are collecting the tax, green tax, the concept is great, but the tax that we are collecting, is it being used for the purpose that it was collected for? This also requires a proper oversight. This also requires a proper implementation. So again, we'll have to see that the revenue that is being generated, is it being used for the right purposes? So these can be some challenges here. All in all, levying a green tax is a good step, but there can be certain challenges that the government needs to be mindful of. So that was all for today's video. I hope you understood whatever we discussed here. Now let's practice a question for prelims. Under the Motor Vehicles Act 1988, the power to levy green tax lies primarily with A. The Union Ministry of Road Transport and Highways, B. State governments, C. National Green Tribunal, D. Central Pollution Control Board. Thank you for watching. Please provide your answers in the comment section and we will meet in a new video.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.